Okay, we're going to start with some toe taps. We're going to go in different directions. We're going to start by tapping forward and back. And each time you tap, you want to relax those feet. Let those ankles relax. Let the knees relax. Hold on to something if you need to, just to keep you stable, especially the first time you do this, because the foot's going to be moving a lot underneath of you. And when you tap each time, you're going to go forward, tap nice and slow, and then you're going to go back. Tap forward and back. And where you want to feel a lot of it is in your ankles. You want to feel those ankles moving, and that foot's going to also be moving underneath of it, which is what we want. Okay, that's the forward and back. Then we're going to go into a side to side. So you're going to tap out to one side, then you're going to cross in front. Tap out to one side, cross in front. And I'm keeping my toes a little pointed here. They don't have to be super pointed, but keep them a bit relaxed. Then you're going to come back to center, rest a little bit. If at any time that standing leg gets tired, just stop, do a couple of marches, and join back in. Then the last one is going to be a rotation. So you're going to rotate back and tap. You're going to rotate around and tap. Rotate back and tap, and rotate around. And again, you should feel that ankle and that foot moving below you. Okay, ready? Okay, we're going to tap in each direction 6 to 10 times. Go at your own pace and go to your own number. Don't worry about getting to 10. Just get to wherever you feel you can until you fatigue. And again, if you want to jump back in, just go into that march. Okay, ready? We're going to start. We're going to do toe taps forward and back, and we're going to do on each side. We're going to do the right and then the left. This will help us in fatiguing rather than staying on one side the whole time. Okay, so we're going to tap and back. That's one. That's 5. 6, 7, 8, 9. Last one. That's 10. I don't guarantee my counting. Ask Barbara Mark, they'll tell you that. Okay, ready? And other side. Tap forward and back. This is 5. Really feel that ankle. Moving forward and back. Last one. Good. Okay, that's forward and back. Now we're going to do side to side. So we're going to tap out, tap over. That's 1. That was 6. Last one. That's 10. And the leg you're standing on is getting a nice little workout. Okay, the next one, I'm going to move up a little bit just so I don't run into the true stretch. I'm going to step out just a tad. And again, you're going to tap over and back. That's 1. That's 5. 6, 7, 8, 9. And that's 10. Okay, take a little march, shake those legs out, and now we're going to do the rotation. So we're going to rotate back and rotate around. That's 1. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Last one. That's 10. Okay, now we're going to go to the other side. And we're going to tap back and around. is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and last one is 10. And again, march that out. Very good. Next one is up. Okay, on this one, we're going to do some toe taps. And I want to get you up against a wall to brace yourself and hold yourself, give yourself some balance. And what we're going to do is we're just going to tap our toes 3 times to the wall. So we're going to reach across and tap. We're going to reach forward and tap. And then we're going to reach out and tap. Then after you do a little test there, you can adjust. You can see I was a little close, so I adjusted myself. And the same thing, you're gonna feel those feet moving below you. That's great, that's what we want, okay? So we're gonna start by taking our foot, and what we're gonna do is reach across our body, tap the wall. Tap the wall, tap the wall. That's 1. Okay, and we're going to go again. This is number 3, and we're going to do 3 more after this. Here's number 4. You can see, if you look down, hopefully you can see that my ankle is moving forward. So I'm getting a nice little movement and stretch in that ankle for more mobility. And I think this is number 6. You may have done 1 extra, but you know, that can't hurt. Okay? Then what you're going to do is come down, shake your arms, give yourself a little rest, and we're going to repeat it on the other side. So again, we're going to take our foot back, and we're going to reach across to the wall in front and out to the wall to the side. That's 1. And keep that head up. Don't do what I was doing where I was looking down. Good to keep that head forward and that rib cage lifted a little bit. There's 3. And tap that out. And last 1. Tap across, tap center, looking forward, tap out. That I think was 6, could have been 7 too, okay? March it off, shake it off a little bit, and on to the next one. Okay, with this one, we're gonna do the steps forward and back to neutral or the beginning. We did this before. So all we're gonna do is take a step forward, and then we're gonna come back. And remember, this is the one where we're gonna go forward in, and then we're gonna push from that heel to get us back. That's gonna engage the booty. And when you step forward, you're going to step forward, give yourself a little sassy hip there, and come on back. Now with this one, you'd be holding on with this hand, and with this hand, you're going to step forward, and you're going to go down towards that knee. It doesn't have to be exactly at that knee. You're just trying to get that little reach, and you can see how that loads in my hip a little bit more. And then you're going to come back. And you only need to hold on if you need to. If you feel okay, like you can do it and you can do it well without it, don't worry about it. Just if you need something, grab it and hold on. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to do 10 on one side, 10 on the other. Okay, so step forward, and that's 1. Get that sassy hip. 3. And that'll happen naturally as you sit into that knee. That's 5. And you can see when I reach, I get that spine rotating a little bit. And 1 more. Great. Now we're going to grab the other one, and you're going to see me hold on in this one so you get an idea of what that looks like. And that same thing, always do a little tester where you're going to step forward, let that hip go over, reach that hand around a bit. And you want to do that test because one side is going to feel very different than the other side. That's really normal, so don't worry about that. But you're going to feel which side is a little bit better and which side likes to give you a little bit more of a hard time. Okay, so again, we're looking forward. Find a spot on the wall if you want. Keep that head up. Okay, on this one, we're going to go into the steps that we've done before. We're going to hold on with one hand onto anything stable if you need it. If you feel confident, you feel like you can accomplish it without holding on, by all means, go right ahead. But usually with the first round, I always like to hold on a little bit just until I get my bearings, especially if I've been seated for a long time or I've just gotten out of bed. And on this one, we're just going to step forward and back, and we're going to step back to the beginning. So we don't need to go back behind us. We're just going to step to a neutral foot position. You're going to step forward, and if you remember, we're going to get a little bit of that sassy hip, just kind of putting that weight over here and shifting that weight, and that'll get that hip engaged. And then this hand is going to reach around to the knee. So the hand that is with the leg that's behind reaches around, and you get a little rotation, and then you're going to come back. So it'll look like this. Okay? Then we're going to switch to the other side. We're going to do 10 on each side. On the other side, I won't be holding on to anything because I don't have anything right here, but you'll get to see the difference. Okay? So let's go with 10 steps forward and back to start. And remember, keep that chest up and those eyes forward. Just find something on the wall. You can even scan it a little bit, left to right. And just nice and easy, just move that weight forward and that hip will naturally go in. I think that was 10. Again, you might get a little bonus one and come on back. Okay, now we're going to switch to the other side, and with this one, I'm not going to hold on. And again, we're going to step forward. Keep that rib cage nice and stacked. So you're up, and you may get a little fatigue. That's okay. If you catch yourself going down, just come on back up again. And we're going to go forward and back. This is 8. 9. We're going to do one more in case I went over on the other one. Okay, then you're going to come back to center, relax, and we're going to the next one. Okay, with this next one, we're going to do what's known as a hip hinge. So we want to just really focus on this hip area. One thing we're going to do is, again, lifting that rib cage. You're going to take your thumbs, you're going to put it right under your ribs. You're going to take your pinkies and put it on your hip bones, and then you can spread out your hands. You're going to stand in a little bit wider than neutral stance. Okay, and then you're going to lean forward and come on back up with the hip, just like you're taking a bow. So you're going to come down and back. And I'm going to show you this to the side, just so you can see what my hip is doing. So see, my hip is doing all the work. It's drawing me, pushing me back, and it's like something's onto my hip bones and it's pulling me forward, okay? And let's go with 10 of those. Keep right here, keep those fingers spread, and that will just automatically have you stand nice and tall so we don't get into that slouchy position. Okay, and let's try for 12 on this one. I'm going to turn a little bit so you can see my hip. And 2 more. Last one. Oh, nope, 2 more. Sorry, I said 12, didn't I? Good. Of course, the only time I count right is when you don't want me to. Okay, that's your hip hinge. The next exercise we're going to do is also a lunge, but we're going to be going to one side. So again, you can hold on to something to make you feel secure, or you don't have to hold on to anything depending on how you feel. And what we're going to do is we're going to step out to the side and come on back. Now in the beginning, take a little bit smaller step. Don't worry about going too far. Just get that rhythm and that feeling. And then as you feel more comfortable and you warm up a little bit during this exercise, you can take it out to where you feel comfortable that you can reach out and get back, okay? So I like to put my hands on my hip. You can have it on your hip or you can have it down to the side. You're gonna step in and come over to the side. And you'll probably feel a little bit in here. We're going to do this 10 times each side. And again, keep those eyes up. 6. Sit into this hip. 2 more times. And 10. Good. On this one, I'm going to turn around just so you can see what I'm doing from behind. Sometimes it's good to get a different perspective. Okay, so the next one, we're going to again go 10 times. And we're going to step out. Keep that head up. Those ribs are nice and stacked. 2 more times. Good. So that's a side to side. The next one we're going to go into is a rotation. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to step back. And then we're going to come to the front. Step back and come to the front. This foot can return to wherever you're comfortable. Four more times. Again, you're holding on. I think I added an extra one. We're going to do 1 more. Okay, now we're going to turn around and do the same thing, but with the opposite leg, and you're going to be able to see me from a different angle. And we're going to again take it back and come forward. Step back and forward. Keep that rib cage up. Now when you come back, sit into that hip a little bit more. And we're going to go for 3 more. And back to center. Okay, so that got us moving forward and back, side to side, rotation, and taking a bow to get those hips involved. Okay, the last thing we're going to do is a little bit with the arms. So we've focused a lot on lower body in this one. I like to start in the lower body, but I want to make sure we get a little bit of arm movements just to keep the joints going, and also getting that spine rotating, which tends to really, really lock down as we get older from gravity, injuries, poor walking patterns, Happens to all of us. Okay, so we're just gonna do one arm at a time because we're just starting out. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna take one arm, your fingers are gonna go forward. Don't mind, I have a clicker in my hand to turn the video on and off. So my thumb may look a little odd. And what we're gonna do is you're gonna reach up and then you're gonna take it down, okay? And as you reach up, get a nice lift from that rib cage. So you're not trying to reach the arm up really high, you're trying to get the ribs up nice and high. And again, hold on if you need to, okay? So anything that makes you feel stable works for us. Take your feet a little bit wider than hip width to give you a little bit more stability. And we're gonna take the arm up and our eyes are gonna follow our hands, okay? So we're gonna lift that neck a little bit too, which is gonna feel really good because we spend so much time down here. Okay, we're gonna do 10 and 10. Okay, ready? And we're gonna go up and then down. That's 1. And last one. Good. Now we're going to do the other side. The hand can either hold on, stay at the side, or it can be on one hip. If it's on your hip or in a pocket, that's okay. Just watch that shoulder doesn't ride up. Just keep that nice and relaxed, okay? And 10 on this side. Last one. Good. Okay, so that is up and down, or the forward and back. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take our hand here and we're going to reach it overhead and come down. And again, get a nice lift from that rib cage and come on back down. Head just stays center, looking forward, okay? And we're going to go over 10 times. We're going to do it on the one side, then the other. Again, feel free to hold on with the opposite hand, whatever you feel most comfortable with. Just make sure you're keeping that shoulder and that neck nice and relaxed, okay? So let's go for 10 on each side. That's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Down and relax. And again, with this one, I'm going to turn around so you can see me from a different view. And get those feet nice and comfortable. This hand wherever you feel comfortable, holding on or not. And then this arm comes up and again, lift from that rib cage. So lift, and you should feel that little bit of lift there. And that will feel good, I promise you. Palm is facing forward. I neglected to tell you that. So right now you're looking at the back of my hand. One more. Very good. Okay, this last one, I promise this is the last one. We're gonna take it, your arm out in front, palm is down facing the floor, and we're gonna rotate across the body, and then we're gonna rotate back. We're gonna rotate across the body, and then we're gonna rotate back. Okay, and on this one, I'm gonna let your eyes follow your hands as well. So we're going to go around and then we're going to go back. If you feel dizzy at all, get a little vertigo-y, just keep those eyes forward and don't turn the head. Make sure if you can, if you have bifocals or trifocals on, if you just have single lenses, that would be the best because sometimes the glasses can get all wonky and make everything look wavy. And again, if you can, if that's the case, just keep your eyes looking forward. It's not a problem. It's just a different way to do the exercise. Either way, you get a nice effect on your neck or what's known as your cervical spine. So either way, you're going to see I switch it up a lot. Okay, so arms in front. Let's cross in front of the body and then open up. Cross in front. Last one. Good. And now what we're going to do is the opposite side. So same thing. Rotate and come back. Oops. I'm going to move over to the side so I don't smack the true stretch. And this time I'm going to keep my head forward so you can see the difference. And all of these, pay attention to which side feels a little bit more restricted. Last one. This will tell us where we may need to do a little bit extra work, or sometimes, let's say this exercise is where you feel restricted in the shoulder, then you would generally do it 2 times on the restricted side and 1 time on the non-restricted side. That way this gets a little bit more help that it needs it, because it needs it. And you can do that even on its own. It doesn't have to be a part of a workout program. You can just know that, hey, this is feeling a little tight. This is one of those areas I need to work on. Okay, and if you want, you can go through all of this and then you can go through the whole thing again, or you can do 2 sets of each. If you want to do the first exercise I taught you and do it immediately afterwards a second time, you certainly may. Or you can go through the whole program and then run through the whole, just start, play, and go over again. Either way works. It's just a little bit different approach to getting that body moving, okay? Let me know how you feel, and if you guys have any questions or problems, let me know. We can always set up a Zoom if we need to, okay? Thank you so much. Bye.